Hello, welcome back. I wanted to talk about these levels of energy or vibration that we all experience in our days. And this comes from this great book, Education for Life, which is, it's an educational system that anybody can use, and it's more specifically geared towards children and young adults. And it's written by J. Donald Walters, which is the given name of Swami Kriyananda. In it, he breaks down how we basically move through three levels of energy in our days, starting with what we call heavy energy, which is when we just don't want to get out of bed, we're not motivated, we don't want to do anything, we just can't even answer the phone, or just nothing sounds fun. When a really excited friend calls or talks to us, we just want them to go away. That's heavy energy. We all have those days, and it's fine, especially like when we're sick. And then as we have more energy, we get into the state that we call ego active, where we have energy, but it's about me and like, what am I going to do? What am I going to accomplish? And what do I get out of it? And so there's energy moving, but it's about how it relates to me, ego active. And then as our energy increases, as our vibration increases to the next level, we're in a stage of being light. We'd say our energy is light. And that's when, instead of directing our energy inward, it's directed outward. We want to be of service to people. We want to be helpful. We want to be kind, just because it feels good to be helpful and kind, not for any personal motive. And everybody moves through all three of these layers all the time. And it's really a spectrum. It's not just distinct steps. And people talk about like, well, we can be ego active heavy or ego active light and everything in between. And this is another way we can kind of look at where is our energy and how do we take our next step if we're reaching toward living in a higher vibration, living in a state of lightness. How can we recognize where we are, where our consciousness is? It's interesting to notice that our language and our body posture always reflects our energy too. When we're heavy, our whole body droops down. Our body feels heavier. We don't want to get up. It feels like it's so much work to walk somewhere. Our shoulders slump, our chest collapses in, our head hangs down. We have sayings like, I'm down in the dumps and I feel so low. And then ego active people kind of make themselves really big and look at me and it's all about me, and puffing their chest up and holding their head back and things like that. And then when people are light, there's just this very natural grace to them. And people that are feeling light naturally feel buoyant. We have phrases like, I feel like I'm on cloud 9, or I'm high as a kite. We tend to look up and inhale deeply. Things feel great. Life is good and joyful and fun and beautiful. It's helpful to just kind of notice, where are your thoughts? Are they baseline, not wanting to do anything? Are they more about me? What do I get out of the situation? What do I want to do? Or are your thoughts, how can I be of service? How can I help? Oh, so-and-so would really love it if I did this for them. Oh, I really want to take that friend to the airport. That would be so nice. The difference between those layers, those different levels of vibration, or those different levels of energy, is really how much energy is moving through us. And so we can recognize when we're in a heavy state, if we want to take our next step to an ego active state, we need more energy moving through us. And sometimes it's just getting out of bed and taking a walk, or walking around the room, or doing a few jumping jacks, or doing some deep breathing, maybe rolling out of bed and doing some push-ups, or whatever it is. But anything to get the energy moving. And people frequently find that even if you're feeling kind of heavy mentally, like stuck mentally, they say, just walk around the block. It's amazing how often that will help to just move the energy in your body, in your breath, in your emotions, and things will start to change. You'll start to see a shift. You'll start to see new perspectives on whatever situation you're caught in. And then when it becomes enjoyable to move energy and you want to move more energy, try to think about how can you include other people or make it fun for other people, or let's say like, well, gosh, it feels so good being out, going for a walk, moving energy. I'm going to go for a run. And then maybe think, oh, maybe I could invite some other people to go running with me. I could, include others in this joy. or I could even start a running club. I could, create this movement to help other people feel this experience, this joy. And for those of you who are interested, these concepts are actually ancient yogic concepts. The Sanskrit words that correspond to these levels are, with heavy, is tamasic, and that's anything that has a darkening quality, anything that kind of brings your energy down or away from truth. And ego active is rajasic, which is just energetic, active. And then light energy is sattvic, the quality of those things that lead us toward truth, toward wholeness, toward oneness, expansiveness. So we'll use those Sanskrit words a lot in the English equivalents, but tamasic, rajasic, and sattvic. People will talk about a sattvic diet, eating fresh fruits and vegetables and nuts like we talked about is sattvic foods. And then there are rajasic foods like coffee, bread, and eggs are rajasic. Cooked vegetables, pasta, things like that have a lot of energy. Like garlic and onions, things like that, that are still, they have some vitality in them, but they're very strongly spiced, very highly seasoned. So some yogis will cut out everything that's heavily spiced or are activating to the mind, stimulating to the mind. And then heavy things are like meat, lots of sugar. Mushrooms are actually considered tamasic, and that's why a lot of yogis cut mushrooms out of their diet. Mushrooms literally grow from decaying matter. It's part of it, so they kind of have some of that vibration, even though they can be absolutely delicious. Other tamasic foods are like older cheeses, like blue cheese, especially things that are really pungent. That's one way that those terms are used. And also it's a way we can kind of gauge the vibrational level of something. We'll say, oh, our room's really messy, and I might say, oh, it's very tamasic. The energy in my room is kind of heavy right now, which it's not at all. It's very sattvic. Very sattvic. No, not really. It actually needs some work. I've got I got a lot going on. You don't want to look over there. So here, this is pretty. So those are some more terms we can use to kind of understand and start to relate our vibration and where we want to go to next, and how we're feeling day to day, and how different things are affecting us. And until next time, may we have joy in our minds and love in our hearts.